G'day, welcome back to another episode of Flashlight Crazy. Today I'm doing a comparison video between the Fenix HT18 and the Acebeam T27 in the neutral white. Let's check them out. Alright, well, first things first, let's compare accessories. So here are the holsters. Fenix on my right, Acebeam on my left. And just first glance, the Acebeam is smashing the Fenix in quality of the holster. Although they both do have plastic holders here, I do like to see some metal holders, but that's fine. Both of them have, you know, your double notch belt clip there and there. And both of them are going to be lens up holsters as well. So there's the Acebeam, that's where it's going to live. And with the Fenix, that's how that'll live. So look, much of a muchness really. Acebeam does feel more quality, that's it. But apart from that, they're both going to do the job. I wouldn't be too concerned about either of them. Alrighty, next we have 18650 battery sleeves. So both of these lights can be used with an 18650 battery if you choose to. Both of them have your USB-C to USB-A charging cables, but the Acebeam has an extra port here so you can continue charging things. So I love that when lights add that in there, and Acebeam does that a lot, so good on them. Now, in terms of charging each light, the Fenix, you will remove the battery to charge it. There it is there. Charging port, USB-C. Thank you very much. Whereas the Acebeam has an onboard charging port here. So I do think that the Fenix has got it right. There it is there, just quite deep actually. Sorry to interrupt myself, but just needed to mention that that's quite deep. So it's nice that it's quite deep. Got a nice little flap here with a little pad there to really get in there to stop any sort of water. So look, I'm not too worried about it. However, as I was saying, I do like the Fenix's approach to just remove the battery and not have any onboard charging at all. I think that's a good idea. Now, you will get, they'll both give you a lanyard, and Acebeam lanyards and Fenix lanyards are pretty much identical in terms of quality. So both very good quality. And in here, you will see you do get 2 spare O-rings from the Fenix and 2 spare O-rings from the Acebeam as well. However, the Acebeam also throws in a spare tail cap. And I don't know why, but I love when lights throw in a spare tail cap. I really don't know why it is, but I just think it's so cool. If anything happens to it, you can just remove it and replace it. And I love that. I really love that when lights do that. And Acebeam does that a lot. So again, kudos to them. Now, something the Fenix offers that the Acebeam does not is 2 colored diffusers. A red and a green colored diffuser. Holy moly, how cool is that? That's awesome. Well done, Fenix. It's not even a hunting kit, and you've given me 2 different colored diffusers. Thank you very much. I am much appreciative of that. All right, let's install the batteries. So as you can see, the Acebeam has a spring at both contact areas, which means that weapon mounting this light should not affect the contact even during recoil. And the Fenix also has 2 springs, so again, shouldn't affect contact during recoil if you mount it to a rifle. Okay, let's take a look at them. So, all right, now at first glance and feeling them both, I've got to say the Acebeam feels more quality. Now, Acebeam does this. Let's start with the Acebeam actually. Acebeam does this a lot. The quality of their finishing is really up there, man. It is just premium, and it's hard to explain. But when you pick 2 lights up and you feel them, and you can definitely feel, oh, okay, this one's just on a different level, just a little bit of a different level. And I would say that with the Acebeam, it's a quality light. So we've got a silver bezel at the top here, probably stainless steel or something. We have a Cree XHP 35 high LED, and that is embedded down a very deep and very wide smooth reflector. That is going to give you a neutral white beam color. And we have some very, very deep and seemingly very useful heatsink areas here. And then, as I showed you, that is your USB port to charge. And then there is your side switch there. I'll go over this side switch soon, but I love this type of side switch. And this is a very useful side switch as well. Now, down on the body, you've got an attached pocket clip. Awesome. You've got a tactical ring. Awesome. And you've got a tail cap, which does have tail clicky protectors, but unfortunately there will be no tail standing for you because the tail cap protrudes further than the raised edges. But just the finishing on it just feels quality. It's rough, but not harsh. It's grippy, but not uncomfortable. It just feels quality. Now let's see how it feels in the hand. Okay, so feels quite nice in the hand. Now I may consider removing the pocket clip depending on how I wanted to carry this light, just because I think it would be more comfortable without the pocket clip holding it like this, EDC. But holding it tactically, pocket clip doesn't bother me at all because I just bend it into my palm there and that's fine. But I do love the tactical ring because it allows for easier ability to hold it pistol grip and then bang, give it your all. All right, the Fenix. Now, Fenix feels, oh, that's tough. I reckon the Fenix might be slightly lighter. Could be wrong, but I reckon it will be. But just the externals. So we've got here a gunmetal grey bezel, beautiful, beautiful bezel with some raised edges here. Embedded down in that enormous smooth reflector, you've got an SFT40 LED. So cool white LED. It's going to be a very, very distinct LED, that one. It's going to offer a very, very distinct hotspot, that one. And in terms of heat sinks on the neck, they're there, but they're not as prominent as the Acebeams, not as deep as the Acebeams. If I can give you a shot of the Acebeams and then how am I going to do this? Maybe like that. Yeah, so the Acebeams are deeper than the Fenix. There you go. Side switch again here, although no use for the side switch with the Fenix, whereas the Acebeam you have full control. So I will go over it, but full control with the Acebeam side switch, whereas the Fenix you don't. Now the body with the Fenix is just beautiful. Typical Fenix body, really, really nice, grippy, not too rough. Feels good, good finishing. They use this type of finishing on a lot of their models, and I'm a fan of it, so no problem at all. And tail clicky is extremely responsive, very, very sensitive for momentary. And let's just see if the Acebeams is as well. So not as responsive, the Acebeam. You do need to push in a little bit more to get some action. Whereas the Fenix, you just barely touch it and you're good to go. Now let's see the difference in actually pressing them. So, oh wow, they're basically the same. So tail clickies are about the same, I reckon. Can't really tell a difference. All right, so if we go into the measurements, the Acebeam T27 comes in at just shy of 18 centimeters from head to tail clicky. And the Fenix comes in at 18.5 centimeters. So half a centimeter difference. Now, Fenix face width comes in at 6.8 centimeters wide. And the Acebeam comes in at 7 centimeters wide. So just wider is the Acebeam's face. Now, the body comes in at 2.5 centimeters wide for the Acebeam. And it comes in at 2.6 centimeters wide for the Fenix. All right, let's weigh them. Now, the Acebeam has a pocket clip, a tactical ring, and a battery. And it comes in at, just over 300 grams, so it won't tell me. So without the battery, it comes in at 235 grams. And then the battery weighs 71 grams. So 306 grams all up. And the Fenix has a battery but no pocket clip, and that is 295. Okay, so about 10 grams difference. And I was right, the Fenix is a little bit lighter, 10 grams lighter. All right, so going over the UI. Now, this is where these two differ dramatically. So The Fenix has absolutely no application with the side switch from off, whereas the Acebeam, you can do everything from off. So you can turn it on, you can cycle, you can get it to turbo, you can strobe, all the things. Whereas the Fenix, you have to hit the tail switch to initiate the light. So that being said, let's go over the outputs. But before we do, I just need to mention as well that the Acebeam tail switch is always going to get you to turbo every single time. So you can be on a low output here, and if you want turbo, you just click the tail switch. Clicking it off will turn it off as well. So let's get these lights to low, and let's just get them to low. Okay, so the Fenix low is 30 lumens. You'll get that for 61 hours. The Acebeam low is 150 lumens. You'll get that for 15 hours. Now, if I cycle up, press and hold, cycle up. So medium mode for the Fenix is 150 lumens, which you'll get for 20 hours and 15 minutes. And medium mode for the Acebeam is 550 lumens, which you'll get for 4.5 hours. Now, distance on medium mode for the Fenix is 300 meters, and distance for medium mode on the Acebeam is 560 meters. Wowee. All right, cycle up, high, cycle up, high. So high is 500 lumens on the Fenix. You'll get that for 4 hours and 15 minutes, and it'll reach 570 meters. High for the Acebeam is 1400 lumens. You'll get that for an hour and a half, and it will reach 879 meters. Wow. Now, if I want turbo for the Acebeam, I can't cycle, so what I will do is double click. 1, 2. Okay. So turbo for the Fenix is 1500 lumens. You'll get that for an hour and 40 minutes with an asterisk, and it will reach 925 meters. Turbo for the Acebeam is 2500 lumens, so 1,000 extra lumens. Whoa. You'll get that for an hour and 15 minutes, and it will reach 1,180 meters. Now, Acebeam is pushed out by 348,000 candela. Fenix is pushed out by 214,187 candela. Now, if I cycle again, cycle, press and hold, cycle, goes back down to low. So with the Fenix, you single press to cycle, and that will cycle all the way up to turbo and then back to low. With the Acebeam, you need to press and hold to cycle, and it will only cycle to high and then go back down to low. So if you want turbo, you need to double click, because if you single click the Acebeam, it turns it off, whereas you cannot turn the light off with the Fenix from the side switch. Now, there's one more thing with the Acebeam that the Fenix doesn't have, and that is a moonlight mode. So if I press and hold from off, it gets me a moonlight mode. There it is there. That's 1 lumen. That's going to last for 30 days. How cool is that? Now, both of these lights have strobe. So if I press and hold the Fenix, it gets to strobe, and then press again, gets back to your last output. And if I triple click, 1, 2, 3, it gets to strobe for the Acebeam. Single click turns it off, single click back on. Now, the Fenix has memory mode for all of its outputs, whereas the Acebeam only has memory mode for low, medium, and high. So if I go turbo, turn it off, back on, comes back on in the output before I clicked turbo. But the Acebeam has an ace up its sleeve, Acebeam, because it has turbo with the tail clicky every time. So you know 100% tail clicky means turbo, or double click from off means turbo as well. And turning it off, the Fenix from the tail switch there. Now, let's do a heat test. So let's get the Fenix on turbo, the Acebeam on turbo. Now let's get them on turbo and leave them there while we do a heat test, and we will see how they go. All right, now picking them both up, the Acebeam is definitely getting hot, even down at the body. Wow. Whereas the Fenix, not at all. Barely warm at the head. Holy moly. So the Acebeam is very, very warm, even around the body. Wow. That's a massive, massive difference. It's not too hot that I can't hold it, but holy moly, it is warm even around the body. Whereas the Fenix is just barely warm at all. What a brilliant light the Fenix is. Now the Acebeam has a mechanical lockout system, so you just press and hold. It'll get to moonlight mode, but then if you keep holding, it will flash and you're in lockout mode there. So that's pretty cool. Press and hold from lockout mode and it will unlock after about 5 seconds. There it goes there, moonlight mode. Whereas the Fenix, you'll just have to turn the tail switch just half a turn to manually lock it out. Okay, let's take these guys outside, see how they do. Oh, beforehand, let's just give you a bit of a satellite view. So the Acebeam there, Fenix there. All right, let's take them outside, see how they go, and then we will bring them back for some final thoughts and some prices, where to buy, all that stuff. See you in a sec. All right, here's the Fenix, and here's the Acebeam. Fenix, Acebeam. Down over the field, Fenix, Acebeam. Fenix, Acebeam. What do we reckon? All the way over there now. Definitely the SFT40 is giving you a more distinct hotspot, but I can't get over that color. It's just beautiful. Fenix, Acebeam, Fenix, Acebeam. Fenix, up the tree, and Acebeam. All right. All right, so I actually like the Acebeam's performance better. I think the color is just beautiful, very, very perfect for nighttime, seeing different colors as well. Fenix has a more distinct hotspot. Obviously, it's cooler white. SFT40 will do that, but I definitely like the color better in the Acebeam. Now, you can buy both these lights from lightshop.com.au. Now, the Acebeam comes in at $230 and the Fenix comes in at $220. So I'll link both of those in the description. I'll put some discount codes in as well. Now, which one would I choose? Well, I would probably go the Acebeam because you can utilize it from the side switch. And also I like the fact that it is a warm white. I think that's really, really brilliant. Much better than the cool white just for color rendering. Now, look at that there. I mean, the neutral white is just beautiful and really, really perfect. And I just can't go past the fact that you can turn it off and on from the side switch. It's amazing. All right, thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, stay cool and stay safe. See ya.